For me, it's the exciting thing is we've got a potential stadium on the horizon. I think that's the exciting thing for me. So regardless of who the architect is or anything like that, gets me a full size pitch, then that's what I'm excited about. And for our supporters, I think it'll be an incredible place for us to be able to call home. So I think we're all really excited by the announcement from the club today.
As far as the potential designs go, is it that the firm is going to, once you select the final site, start designing for that specific site, or is it that they're doing the options for the two projects?
Well, I think the board are sort of well down the road on what they're looking for with the city. And again, I think the city deserve a lot of credit for how they've handled things as well. So what I'm led to believe is that they're getting very close on an urban area, which I think is what we're all looking for. And I think once then that's in place, then the architects will then take the lead from that and then start to put some designs in place. So for us, it's really exciting news, and we're looking forward to the day where we do play in our own stadium.
For you guys both as a team and logistically, how important is it for you to have your own stadium?
It's incredibly important. I think when you look at there's so many factors. When you look at the ownership group, the financial commitment that they've had to make, the constraints that we have currently as regards revenue. When you look at corporate sponsorship, you look at concessions. So I think from those aspects, it's really important. From our supporters' standpoint, it's really, really important that the supporters have a place that they can call home. We're very grateful to the Bats and to be able to use Slugger Stadium. With the whole goal from the onset was to get our own stadium, and I think we've in essence had the proof of concept, which is utilised in Slugger. So now we're getting to a stage where we need to have a stadium that we can call our own home. And certainly from a playing standpoint, we want to be on a pitch that's one surface and full size. I can promise you that.
Can you elaborate a little more on the process of narrowing down the location?
Yeah, again, I think I'm limited on what I can and can't say. I've been given some ideas of what may happen. I'm led to believe that we're really, really close on a specific location. I think the board have a timeline that they're comfortable with, that they will make an announcement in due course on that. But I think they're getting very close, in line with the city. I know there's weekly dialogue between the city and our board, so I think that's been going on for a while and will for the next couple of weeks. But I think we're getting really close on a particular location.
Confirm that those two locations are in the city of Louisville?
I'm not sure if there's two locations. I think that they're getting to a point where they're honing in on one, and I think they're getting really close with one specific location. And I'm led to believe that will be in Louisville. I think that's our main goal is to be in Louisville, in the urban core, because I think that if you look at all, USL, MLS, sort of focuses on having a stadium in the urban core, which is again what I'm led to believe is the case for us.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the stadium throughout the offseason, but now that you're starting preseason again, are you trying to you're hoping that they get it settled so that you can just focus on it?
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I'm excited because I know we're getting very close with it. My focus is on the players and getting them back, and I'm looking forward to getting out of that office and getting back on the training pitch. If I'm being honest, I think the off season for me is probably harder than the actual season because you spend so much time going through tape. So I'm looking forward to getting the guys back in and getting started.
Any requirements to give the firm on your new design office space?
Yeah. For me, again, it's the pitch. Once we get that pitch, then they can make my office a 4x4 area. I don't care, as long as we get that pitch that we can get out on. So no, I think it's fantastic news. I'm delighted for our supporters. I think it's great that they can see the progress that's been made. It's just a really exciting time to be a part of Louisville City. And again, I would encourage everyone to go and get their season tickets, because I know when the stadium does come that the season ticket holders who've been here from the start will be given preference over the others. And looking at the way Orlando went, I know there's a waiting list for tickets. So again, I would encourage everyone to have a bit of foresight and get out and get your season tickets down.
What has been the reaction from fans following from day one to be hearing that stadium is much closer?
I think even we had our a Q&A with the season ticket holders last night. It went very well, and I think the underlying aspect from them was that they wanted to have a place that they could call their own and could be used as a home for soccer. And I think that's something that they're desperate for and that we're desperate for. And I think when you have had the 2 years that we've had, and in essence, like I say, we've shown proof of concept. I think now is a case of, okay, the next step is, can we get a stadium? And that's where the city deserve a lot of credit, because they've stepped up with the board, and they're starting to put things in line to make sure that happens. And it's just as I say, really exciting time for all of us to be involved. Yeah, I mean, the challenge for us is, I think obviously it's a baseball stadium. I think everybody knows it's not ideal. When you look at the playing surface, the size is different to what a full size pitch would be. You've got two different playing surfaces. We've got an area where we can come and we can get changed in, but we don't necessarily have control. We would say, well, we're going to train on a stadium pitch today. So very rarely do we train on the stadium pitch. We just come and play games on it. So when you have your own home, you have the ability to say, well, look, today we're actually going to practice on our game pitch, and that's something we haven't had here. And I think, again, when you have your own stadium, you have a lot more control than when you're in an area that isn't necessarily yours. So there's limitations as to what you can and can't do.
Looking at other USL clubs like Cincinnati, who are also kind of vying to eventually step up and part of that MLS expansion, is there a sense that it's kind of almost like a race to see who can get their stadium done first?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably if you look at maybe Cincinnati and some other teams, they're probably trying to get their own soccer-specific stadium toward MLS. I think for us, it's a case of trying to put our ducks in a row, if you like. I think the first thing we need to do is try to get our own stadium, with an ability then to expand it if we were able to go and get attention from MLS. Whereas I think Cincinnati are almost trying to go straight to MLS and think, well, once we get MLS, then we'll figure out a stadium. But I can't comment too much on Cincinnati or these other teams, because I don't really know what their plans are, what they're trying to do. And if I'm being brutally honest, I have zero interest in what they're all doing. I'm more focused on what we're trying to do here. Yeah, we've had a 4-day invitational tryout. It finished up today, so no, we were really pleased with the players. There was 20 odd players that came in, and there's a few that were really pleased with how they've done. So we're in touch with them as well. So hopefully there'll be some announcements in the coming weeks on that as well. I think we've been able to sign some of the players that obviously played a huge role in what we did. I think the worrying thing for me was at the end of the season we had quite a number of players that were out of contract. So I think everyone thought that I was going to hit the beach after the season, and I hit the office to make sure that we got contracts in line to get the guys signed, because I think we've got really good players. And I think the most important thing for me was making sure that we re-signed the players that we could, and then add some pieces to it, which I think the guys that we've added, I think will do well next year. I think we've got a good mix going into next season. I'm really excited and looking forward to next year.